completely. Around 15 million years ago, the Tethys Ocean finally closed up as Arabia collided ever so gently with Eurasia. The Tethys did not disappear entirely. Much of it simply folded and crumpled. It is here in the magnificent desolation of Oman's Al Hajar Mountains that marine biologist Richard Smith picks up the trail of our muddy Jurassic seabed.
Here in the Arabian Peninsula, there are kilometres and kilometres of these ancient marine sediments laid down right through the age of the dinosaurs. But there are a few places where you can walk on its surface. Here in the Hajar Mountains and in the Tuwaiq Mountains in Saudi Arabia. Pretty much everywhere else, it's buried deep beneath the desert sands.
3 times during the reign of the dinosaurs, once in the Jurassic and twice later in the Cretaceous, thick black shales were laid down in the Middle East. So many that 2/3 of the world's oil supply comes from organic sediments buried here.
In Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and the 5 main Middle Eastern states, there were really singular conditions. You had a number of things that absolutely are required for giant oil fields. Really rich source rocks from which the carbon can be cooked at the right temperatures and pressures underground. Really excellent reservoir rocks where the oil can migrate through the microscopic pores and be trapped in these reservoirs. Really good so-called cap rocks. These are the impervious rocks over the reservoir rock that actually locks the oil in place.
Did you see the white color here?
And finally, really gentle structures, folded structures, anticlines, geologists call them, in which the oil could sit. Most people don't realize this. They think you can find oil anywhere. The vast majority of the planet is actually devoid of oil because these special conditions are not met.
Against the odds, the crude containing our carbon atom seeped ever upwards. It slowly oozed through the most porous and permeable rocks available, until eventually it could go no further, and trickled into the limestone pore spaces of the largest oil reservoir on Earth. It stayed trapped there until humans came along. The sludgy remains of tiny, brainless plants waiting to hold dramatic sway on the future of the most intelligent life form the planet has ever seen.
I love oil. I think it's one of the most important elements, materials in modern society and civilization.
95% of the goods in shops are there in some degree because of oil or contain oil or are derived from oil.
When do we first start running out of oil? Well, in fact, we started when we produced the first gallon.
If you try to imagine living without cars or airplanes or air conditioning or any kind of product made from oil, you just can't possibly conceive of it.
We've allowed ourselves to become completely addicted to this stuff. I mean, it underpins virtually everything in society.
We're using it up in, the blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye, we've used up nearly half of, I mean, that's incredible to me, how fast we've done it and how long it took to make this stuff.